Hello dear students, welcome in this channel Patel Science Academy. I welcome you in the second lecture of the reproduction in lower and higher animals, and in this lecture I'll explain you about the different methods of the reproduction as a sexual reproduction and the asexual reproduction. Remember, in this chapter the most important topic is sexual reproduction in human being, but before that asexual reproductions and its different types I have to explain you in the series of these more than 11 lectures. So let's start the process of asexual reproduction first. So in this asexual reproduction, as you know, there is a most important type. In the asexual type of reproduction, as you know, simply it requires only one parents, and the offspring that is being produced by the process of this asexual type of reproduction is always the exact copy of their parents, and we call them clone. It is found in the lower type of living organism. We'll see one by one all the features of this asexual type of reproduction. So now we'll see the three most important points of asexual type of reproduction. The very first point, it is the organism that reproduces asexually cannot develop much variety. They cannot develop much variety because they are copying the original organism exactly. So means the new organism being produced by the asexual type of reproduction is exact copy or actual or similar copy, or they resembles all the characteristics almost with their parents. So means the same copy of the organism is produced by the asexual type of reproduction. This is the very first point. And the second point is this doesn't allow for the evolution of the species. So as you know, if there is no variation in the characteristics in the new organism, because new organism is producing by the asexual type of reproduction with the similar characteristics like their parents, so there will not be definitely no sources of evolution. So that's why this can be most important feature of this asexual type of reproduction. It doesn't allow the evolution. It doesn't allow for the evolution of the species. Each organism is exact to their parents. That's why they are the clone of their parents. And the again very unique feature of this asexual type of reproduction is third one, and it indicates that at a time it can produce about 1 to 100 of offspring, because it relatively takes short period of time. Means it is very fast process, and it takes very short time for the production of the young one, and it can produce about 1 to 100 of new organisms from the body of the parents at a time. So these are the three characteristics, unique feature. First, they produce their clones. Second, it doesn't allow for the evolution of the species. And third, it takes very less time for the reproduction. Now we'll go for the next slides. Methods of the asexual type of reproduction. As you know, there are different methods of asexual type of reproduction. Binary fission. Now we'll see the binary fission. In the my previous lecture I have explained about it. One more time, in a very short period of time, I'll explain about binary fission. Binary means two, and fission means species or its package. So binary fissions means in the parent's body there will be two pieces in the body, and that two pieces will finally be the their new offspring or their next generation. So the single-celled organism like the amoeba, paramecium, and the euglena, these are the examples of these binary fissions. These are unicellular organisms, and which uses the asexual type of reproduction, can do this simply by dividing into its two equal half. This is the meaning of binary fissions. The body of the parents divide into two equal half, only two equal half. So two equal half is received during this process. That's why this process is called binary fissions, and this is called binary fission. So let's see it diagrammatically in the amoeba. So here you can see in this amoeba body, this is the body of parents amoeba, and this amoeba is going to divide after it's grown into a certain stage. When it get matured, it will go for the binary fission. And what happened in the binary fission? This is the pseudopodia, the false legs of this amoeba, and this false legs, it is called pseudopodia. It is pulled in, it goes inside, and it start dividing the nucleus. So here you can see there is only one nucleus in this parent amoeba, and this nucleus is now going to be divided into two parts. So remember, binary means two, it is going to be converted into two pieces. So now this amoeba is going to convert its nucleus into two nucleus first, and then its whole body will divide. So the cell body, after the formation of these two nucleus from this one nucleus, the cell body begins to divide when the nucleus has split. So now you can see this nucleus has split it, and now one furrow will appear there. You can see here this furrow, you can see this furrow is here, and by this furrow, this cell body of this amoeba is dividing into two parts, and finally finally this piece will convert into this one, this piece will produce into this one, and now two daughter amoeba are formed from this body. So you can see this is the daughter amoeba. It has been produced by this young by this parent amoeba. So dear students, this is about this binary fissions, and I hope you have understood about the binary fission. Binary fission, in this process, it is a asexual type of reproduction method, and in this structure the body is produced by the parent body by dividing into two pieces. Now we'll see this example, paramecium. When conditions are good, such as plenty of water, food, right temperature, etc., binary fission is a very effective way of producing the many offspring. For example, the cell of the paramecium can grow and divide again and again in the space of 8 hours. So you can see this is the example of another example of the binary fissions in the space of 8 hours. When the paramecium organism, it get good condition, it gets plenty of water, food, and right temperature or suitable temperature, favorable temperature, this start binary fission in a very effective way, and one cell start dividing in a very short period of time of 8 hours, and it goes for the production of the next generation. So it is also found in the paramecium too. Now we'll go for the second example. Second method, second type is bedding and budding. It's a very interesting process, and offspring grows out of the body as a parent. So you can see here in this body, this is the body of the parents, and this is the bird-like structure and outgrowth coming from the body of this parent. So this can be observed in the hydra, and in this hydra, this structure which is looking like a bird, that's why, and which is going to be converted then eventually into a new offspring. So in this budding hydra is the example, and you can see here diagrammatically this hydra is going to divide into this new spring by producing a bud first. You can also observe one more example here in the cactus budding. So in the cactus budding, in these plants, the small buds you have been observing here. I hope so. You can see there these buds coming from the body of this cactus plants, and it produces in a whole body, and then detach after assuming all the parts, then detach from the parent's body and start their life. So this is the process of budding which takes place in the body of the lower organisms. So some more feature about the budding. Green plants are quite sophisticated in their methods of asexual reproduction, and offspring may be produced by the runner, bulb, and rhizomes, or tubers, etc. So different types of examples you are observing here in this strawberry, in this organism, in this plant. You can observe all these examples of the budding. Now we'll go for the one more type, regeneration. In this form, the body of the parents breaks into a distinct pieces, and each of which can produce an offspring. So this is very interesting type. And in this type, the part of the body, it get regenerate into a whole body, either into a whole body or new spring, or into that particular part of the body. So you can see here this example, the place of the coral broken off into a storm and can grow into a new colony. So you can see here, and you can also see in the starfish examples, the new starfish can grow from the detached arm. So the arm, you can see here, these are the small detached arm, and it is going to be produced into a new young one. So again, one more example is there, the example of the wall lizard. The wall lizard tail, if it detach from the body, it can regenerate again and again. So this is about the regeneration. Now we'll go for the next one. Next one is the fragmentation. In this form, the organism fragments into a smaller piece, and each piece forms a new organism identical to their parents. Actually, I have also explained about this fragmentation. Fragments means pieces, and fragmentation means the parent's body get its pieces for the production of their young ones. As you can see in this diagram, this is the body of the parents, and it is having now 4 pieces, 1 2 3 and this 4, and all these pieces can produce their young ones. So you can see here, this mouth part is has produced this one, this this part also has produced this one, this middle part has produced this one, and this the part from the tail region has produced from this one. So fragmentation, the body of the parents when get break into small fragments, all the small fragments can produce their young ones. So this is a very important process known as fragments. So all these are the forms of asexual type of reproduction. Fragmentation, you can also see in these plants by the cutting. I have explained it in the different in my previous lecture too. Sporulation, I have also explained this in my previous lecture. Parthenogenesis, this is the method. Parthenogenesis is a form of asexual type of reproduction in which females produce eggs and that develops without fertilization. Parthenogenesis is seen to occur naturally in some invertebrates, along with the several fishes, amphibians, and reptiles, as well as in many plants. So there are no known case of the parthenogenesis in the mammals. So parthenogenesis, I have my special lecture for the parthenogenesis. You can see from my channel Patel Science Academy. You can subscribe my channel for the lot of information from the biology. And now we'll go for the next one, advantages of the asexual type of reproduction. In the advantages of asexual type of reproduction, it includes, it takes very less energy, and it is not necessary to find a partner, because only one parent is needed for the production of the next generation, and the offspring is usually well adapted to its environment, and because of the success of its parents. So this is very simple and very interesting process. And now we'll see the disadvantages of the asexual type of reproduction. The disadvantages includes the species does not adapt at all, or adapts very slowly when circumstances changes. Means if there is not favorable conditions, the species will not adapt that particular condition. And an asexual species runs the risk of the suddenly disappearing because of catastrophe that affects all the organisms. So these are the two disadvantages can be considered for the asexual type of reproduction. What is sexual reproduction? Sexual reproduction, it is exactly opposite to the sexual type of reproduction, and it includes two parents. So now we'll see about sexual reproduction. It includes two parents. This is the very first difference in between the sexual and asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction includes only one parent. Sexual reproduction includes two parents, that includes male and female parents. The female parents produces performed egg as a gamete, female gamete, egg or ovum, and the male parents produces sperm as a male gamete. So egg and sperm joins or fuse and forms the one special cell that is called zygote to form an entirely new organisms. So simply, in the sexual type of reproduction, male and female forms egg and sperm, and they fuse with each other and form the zygote, and that zygote finally converts into new organisms. So offspring are different from the parents organisms. This is the again very important and most unique feature of this sexual reproduction. The next organism, new generation has been produced. It shows a lot of variations, and that variation is the speciality of this sexual type of reproduction. Now, this process creates a variety of the genetic makeup, which is the driving force behind the evolutions. So it includes that the new organism produced by the sexual reproduction has a lot of variation, because there is a mixing of the characteristics from the parents, male and female parents. Now we'll go for the sexual reproduction. Some more characteristics. Sexual reproduction produces a greater chance of the variation within the species that a sexual reproduction would, and this variation improves the chances. This variation improves the chances that species will adapt to his or her environment and the survival. So this is the most important characteristics of a sexual type of reproduction. Sexual type of reproduction. Sexual reproduction, it requires two parents, as you know now, egg from the female, sperm from the male, and combining the different genetic material. So it is created by the meiosis. As you know, in the male human being, there are 23 pairs of sex chromosomes, out of which one pair is sexual sex chromosome, and rest of the pairs, 22 pairs, are the autosomes that decides the secondary sexual characteristics. So in the male, that sex chromosome pair is XY, and in the female, that sex chromosomes pair is XX. So one pair is XX of sex chromosome, and the rest of the 22 pairs are same, which decide the secondary sexual characteristics like the appearance of the hair, and the changes in the voice, and the body organ development, and the pubic hair development, etc. So this is created by the meiosis, and the sperm and eggs fused with each other. 23 is chromosome coming from the male side, 23 chromosomes coming from the female side. Likewise, a zygote is formed with the 46 number of chromosomes, 23 plus 23, 46 number of chromosomes, and this is called zygote. And this fertilized egg, which is now called zygote, all cells divisions now are via mitosis. So first, these gametes are formed together, and this gamete fuse together to form this diploid cell, and it will go for the mitosis, cell division, and it produces in the next whole body. This is about sexual reproduction very shortly. Now about the different types of advantages in the sexual reproduction. It includes the genetic variation in the organisms as same species, and even within the offspring of one couple. In the long run, allows the base adaptations to be widespread within the species, especially in changing the circumstances. Sexual reproduction, some other advantages. The variability of the organisms within the species guarantees that a higher proportion will survive in the perilous circumstances. Sexual reproduction disadvantages. It includes the finding reproductive partner and the producing the gametes demands the output of output of a lot of energy. Not only do you need to gamete for the fertilization has to be male and the other female. Genetic error happens more frequently because the meiosis is more complex than the mitosis, and the diploid organism has more chromosomes double. So methods of sexual reproduction, it includes the pollination, external fertilization, and internal fertilization. So sexual reproduction, pollination, it is found in the plants, and I have my special lecture. You can see the link for this lecture in the description box. External fertilization, it is very important and most interesting part of the sexual reproduction. It is usually requires a medium such as the water, which the sperms can use to swim towards the egg cell. External fertilization usually occurs in the fishes and the amphibians, in which the fusion in between the male and male gamete sperm and female gamete egg takes place outside the body of the female. In the females lay the eggs in the water, and the male squirts the sperm in the same area. So in this way, the external fertilization, this term is used for this because the body of female, the fusion in between the male sperm and female egg is not taking place, as it's taking place outside the body. That's why external fertilization word is being used here. Internal fertilization, I hope you have now by this term you can understand its meaning. Fertilization occur within the female. Internal fertilization occur in the mammal, insect, birds, and reptiles. And mammals, gorillas, lions, elephants, rats, zebras, and dolphins have live birds, and insects, birds, reptiles lay eggs. So you can see here these lay eggs, and this eggs is fertilized inside the body of female, and in this mammal they give the birth to their child. But the process is same. Internal fertilization means the sperm fuses eggs inside the body of the female uh, in this mammal and in this amphibian. So sexual versus asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction results in the offspring that are genetically identical or same to their parents, and sexual reproduction results in the offspring that are genetically different from their parents. This is about this lecture. So please subscribe my channel Patel Science Academy, share, like, and comments, and ask me whatever confusion you are having in your mind and in the comment box, and share my channel so that I can explain you more and more topic from my channel. And please subscribe my channel and like it. Thank you very much.